Do you love God? Well, do you, punk? That's what you need to be asking yourself when we live in a world where the internet has the kind of grip it does on reality, where memes are made, nay, crafted and forged that are so powerful they can inspire generations of people, generations of strangers to meet up at a goddamn military base with the objective of Naruto running to dodge rounds of hellfire ammunition in search of the truth about extraterrestrial life, under the assumption that they couldn't possibly stop them all. Now, of course, they could stop them all, and obviously, that is dumb as shit. But conversely, that's so ridiculous an idea, it's hilarious. And the only way to make that even funnier is if you made it real. The internal dialogue of those brave anime and hentai warriors who attended the legendary Area 51 raid is the same shared with the internet marauders and ne'er-do-wells who are currently hard at work producing memes and shitposting about the most infamous piece of cinema to come out within the last decade. I'm talking, of course, about Morbius. People are speaking in Morb, people are debating what the title of the sequel should be, creating fake, or forgive me, reality-adjacent Rotten Tomato scores of the film and its box office revenue. One of my personal favorites being some people putting the whole movie in the comments of tweets just sped up for a 1-minute duration. Shit, even tricking some of the actors of the film that Martin Scorsese himself watched it and sung it the highest of praises. Tyrese cannot avoid an L to save his life. Please pray for him. But the memes have grown so powerful that Morbius 2 has recently began trending 2 months after its release. It might even be the most talked about movie of 2022, and those memes are even powerful enough that the movie is getting re-released in select theaters. And with this surge in popularity, it has a lot of people worried that a sequel to this film would be made solely due to the memes and would have Jared Leto eventually utter the most legendary of phrases, "It's Morbin time." And I'm here to tell you, I want nothing more in this life than for that to happen. Now, this is the point in the video where you'd be thinking, what the fuck? Isn't this the same guy who said you should skip Morbius? The same mofo who said Sony should give up and stop making Spider-Man films? The same dastardly player hater that said he voted with his dollar to not support any more of Sony's dog shit films and that you should probably do the same. And I'm still that mofo, but hear me out. This could be a win-win for everyone involved. So long as Sony would agree to the stipulations, of course, completely void the post-credit scenes of Morbius, absolutely no attempts at trying to connect this to any MCU Spider-Man project in any way, and remain self-aware. That means stop trying. This movie will be solely powered by memes, so don't take this movie with any other intention than it being a complete joke. But Comic Concept, didn't you say you wanted these characters to be done justice? And that would totally go against what you said, wouldn't it? Kinda. Ideally, you don't want to see a bad movie being made, especially with characters you care about, or characters that would be involved with characters you care about, or even the characters you care about's villains. But if him meeting MCU Spider-Man is off the table and they go into this sequel with a self-aware mentality, they can truly thrive. First off, it would have been cool to see Morbius eventually interact with Spider-Man had he had been handled by a studio that knows what they're doing at first. But even at that, I don't give a fuck about Morbius. I don't give a shit that much to even want that. Like, I never needed Spider-Man to ever meet Morbius. I would be fine. Morbius is mid, even in the comics, okay? So Sony, if you go into this production and truly say fuck it, like y'all have in the past, let's say with the critically acclaimed film You Don't Mess with the Zohan, which I personally love, you will seriously make a more billion amount of dollars. I'm 100% serious. Name the movie Morbius 2. It's Morbin time. Morbius 2, the Morbtastic, Morbanian, Morbius 2, more bitches, Morbin 2 deep. Go absolutely dumb with it. Have him catch bullets in his ass, do dumb dancing down the street for no reason, and most importantly, the antagonist of this movie should be YouTube's own Ishowspeed. For those of you who are unfamiliar with this absolute legend of YouTube, Ishowspeed is a 19-year-old YouTube streamer who is probably one of the fastest growing YouTubers ever. Legit, man's just crossed 8 mil. So he's thriving, and if you watch his streams, you know why. Speed is pure entertainment. He's a bit of a meme farm, but that is absolutely perfect for this movie, and I would say essential. Now, allow me to set the scene. So we follow Dr. Michael Morbius after the events of the previous movie, you know, whatever they were, since I've still yet to really see it. Well, at least at normal speed. Anyhooser, we pick up with the big Morb as he's continuing to try and help people with his own affliction while battling the Morb within's carnal desires. You know, he wants blood, he'll do anything to get blood, and sometimes he'll do bad things to get blood. That is when Speed's character comes into the story as a promising young computer science major. And of course, he's a down on his luck young man with nothing but an apartment to his name and his best friend, Ben, a computer animated dog in the vein of Scoobert Doo, and a deep love, of course, of God. Speed loves Ben and is doing his best to support them both and is hopeful to make their lives better. He gets noticed for his immense intellect and gets hired by Morbius to help him cure people and help him find a cure for himself. One day, Morbius's bae comes back miraculously, and this causes Morbius to change, to get out of his Sigma ways, to lose his morbanity in favor of his sanity. Well, if you can call it that. And that's when Morbius fires Speed because he can't afford to pay him anymore because he's spending way too much on food for him and his bae. It really adds up. So Speed can't afford his apartment and becomes destitute, and if that wasn't bad enough, Ben gets attacked by a Morb type creature and dies before Speed's eyes, leaving Speed with nothing but pure vitriol in his heart for the once good doctor. Speed then goes back to the lab and Morbs himself and fully embraces the Morb, setting out for revenge against his former employer. And this is when the film turns into a psychological thriller / horror movie where Speed hunts Morbius down. Just imagine how insane it would be if Morbius gets rushed by Speed and all you hear is, "Do you love God?" as he's pushed through a fucking building. We could not only get an "It's Morbin' time," but a "Watch out, I'm morbing." What the Morb? We could get some stuff as well from Speed's lore, okay? Maybe he can do some sort of drop it low attack or a suey bullshit death scream. Just make a dumb fucking movie that doesn't connect to anything, and I promise you, Sony, you will make $1 billion. Just be open and self-aware and say, hey, this connects with nothing. We finally understand what the fans want. You'll have a bunch of asses in seats if this movie embraces the memes. Shit, I swear, I'll go and watch it opening night. Me, the biggest Sony op. But seriously, guys, the power that the internet and especially memes have to sway these huge corporations has just been proven to be effective. They're re-releasing the fucking movie. I bet some people will go watch it just because of how fucking ridiculous it would be if they did that. That's the power of memes. Imagine the masses of crazy mofos who will ironically go and watch a Morbius 2 movie. And that's the thing, when Morbius re-releases, there is probably going to be so many ironic 5-star reviews of people saying, oh, this is the fucking best movie ever. I saw it once and I didn't like it, but then I saw it again and I realized the error of my ways. My girlfriend came back to me. Oh, my parents said that they loved me for once. I can come again. My life is amazing now that I saw Morbius again. Count me in, okay? Sony, get the fucking shit out of your ears and listen. You're good at making bad movies. Not to say all the movies you made were bad, but you've shown a proficiency at making dumb ones. So lean into that. You want to make $1 billion. You put money over everything. Then make dumb movies about characters none of the fans give a fuck about. And make sure they never meet characters we care about. Listen to the fans like you're listening to them now on Twitter. Make an absolute shit show for Morbius 2. Make a fucking Stiltman movie. Make a goddamn Big Wheel movie. And have all those mofos cross over someday. As long as they never ever touch the good content that is MCU Spider-Man. You can make money and not fuck with fans of Spider-Man and most of his rogues that people care about, okay? And I don't want to hear this shit about Sony making Spectacular Spider-Man and Into the Spider-Verse, okay? Those are animated projects where Sony has miraculously hired good people to do those things. But you can get away with a lot of shit in animation that you just can't get away with in live action. So it's different mediums. So that is not an excuse for Sony. And the Venom movies, no matter how much you like them, are not good. Sony has proven they can listen to the fans, so why can't it be the same that they listen to us when we say fuck their universe touching MCU Spider-Man? We got them to re-release dogshit Morbius. We as fans have so much power when we work together. The problem is we don't all share the same opinion, which is good to an extent, so the true might of that power is rarely really ever seen, but I think for a cause as just as this, we might just catch a glimpse of it, which is both amazing and terrifying at the same time. What unholy abominations will we wrought onto this world if we all came together? So I ask you once again, dear players, do you love God? Well, do